What's up? And welcome to Lunchtime in the Lab, your number one gambling podcast for quick picks. I'm your host as always. Thanks so much for joining. Watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify, iHeartRadio, any of those things. Appreciate you guys. What's up, guys? Let me see. Let me get my notes pulled up here. I forgot to pull my notes up. Where's my fucking thing? Baseball. My thing is weird on here. It's saying there's only. All right, there it goes. All right, let's do this. We had a 2-0 day yesterday. We had a game canceled, postponed on us. I use Swish Analytics. Let me pull that up actually right now. And somebody even tagged me in the Discord. And they were like, is there any weather concerns? And I looked and I'm like, no, there's nothing on that report. And it unfortunately it's off. I guess, or I mean, of course, like rain like pops up out of nowhere, all the time. But there was, I'm pulling it up here. It says possible weather delay, rainouts. Nothing on there. So that's the way it was yesterday. I mean, the rain might have just came out of nowhere. I mean, it rained for me again, here. Let's see, games in Detroit. That's, I don't even know, probably 4 hours from me, 5 hours from me. So, I mean, stuff does just kind of pop up, I guess. So, today, though, I mean, nothing on the rain report. So, I mean, that doesn't really mean anything, unfortunately. But as far as strong winds, Detroit, you got 13 miles an hour. We got 2 games there today. And you got Oakland, 10 mile an hour. So nothing crazy. Weather is certainly getting better. I've kind of in my head decided that I'm going to maybe transition or do more totals, which I feel like I'm normally pretty strong with. We hit a couple totals in the Discord yesterday. And of course we had the plays yesterday. Quickly, if you're not following me on Twitter at LiveJoeBets, I've been putting out the home run guide as well. Today for the White Sox, Michael Soroka, I think. 7 home runs. He's the leader for today. He's given up the most home runs out of the pitchers that are pitching today. The highest in the MLB is 10, just to kind of give you a baseline. So check that out at LiveJoeBets. But the couple high ones we have today is Soroka with the White Sox. He has 7. Kramer, Baltimore, 6. Gibson for St. Louis has got 5. Flaherty, another one of those weird names to pronounce. He's got 5. Nasty Nestor Cortez, 5. Alexander, 5 for Tampa Bay. Luis Castillo, 5 for Seattle. And then you get some 4s and so on and so forth. Check that out, though, on my Twitter at LiveJoeBets. That's how many home runs those guys have given up. Just a nice little tool, something to look at. Of course, it doesn't always mean anything. They could, he could have had a bad game, been facing a good team or something like that. But it's a nice little tool to, be aware about, Marcus, good day yesterday. Can't be mad. Not upset about a 2-0, that's for sure. We went we went 3-1 in the Discord. If you count the I did the Twitter free play. I'm gonna do another one today. I just really want to get back into doing some more of those builders. But the hit parlay, unfortunately, that game was postponed. So Soto got a hit first at bat. 1.3 units, but also hit Philly's team total, hit the over in the first 5 for the whatever else. So I mean, it's all a lot of stuff that was from the podcast kind of transferred over. I did run the Twins, team total that did not come in for us, unfortunately, but we had ourselves a good day. And like I said, it seems like totals are doing pretty well for us. I certainly like to do like the 2-leg money line plays, like take the Braves against somebody bad and the Phillies against somebody bad, and it's plus 105, run it for a unit. Love it. I mean, I'm all about that. Not going to stop that. But I feel like these totals have been looking good, especially with the weather. So we'll stick with that. But we'll get into the plays here. I tell you what, too, yesterday, man, I had some good reads. I kind of just lost track of time, too. But Jameson Taylor over 16.5, 17.5, outs. I was going to play, but I'm not really big on pitcher props for those of you that watch the show. Man, he went 7 or 8 innings, and by the time he was in the 6th inning, 7th inning, he had only thrown like 40 pitches or something like that. Crazy stuff. And then I had a good feeling about the Reds. They were going to, and we mentioned it actually on the podcast. People asked about the early up promo, and I said, hey, I think the Reds, Waldron at home has been really bad. Had like a 10 ERA at home, and boom, just like that, the Reds were up like 3-0, 4-0, something like that. They won handsomely. I mean, I'd assume they won. I fell asleep kind of early last night, but had some really good reads, and that's great. We can't always hit everything that I like that I give out, but if I'm constantly seeing some things that are working, then hey, like we'll run with it. So what was that, Marcus? Marcus, yeah, yesterday, good call on the, tell me not to take the Phillies money line yesterday. Their bullpen, man, that's what's scary about them is their bullpen. So as far as them winning games, they give up some runs, but luckily, yeah, we got that total to come in, so that worked out. Not always that beneficial or whatever. But to recap from yesterday, then we'll get into it today, guys. We had the Cardinals Tigers first 5 over 4.5. That was postponed. If you were to ask me if I'm going to run that back, I would say probably not. The first game today is at 3:40. We have two different pitchers going. So maybe the guys that were slated, actually, no, it looks like it's Matz and Manning going. So Mieta is just gone. He's just not pitching. I don't know if he got hurt or something like that. So, that bet's in the win. I'm good with that. Dodgers Diamondbacks first 5 over 5.5. I was getting nervous, man. I mean, there were so many base runners, multiple. I think there was bases loaded 3 or 4 times in the first 5. Luckily, the Dodgers did crack it open in the top of the 5th, and then I actually stopped paying attention to the game. I didn't realize the Diamondbacks put up 3 runs at the bottom of the 5th too. So, was a good game there. Not on it just yet, but I think I would lean to the over on that game later on if you're looking for something, tonight to play. Maybe I'll come back in on it, later on or something like that. But then Phillies over 4.5 for the team total, like that too. That one cashed in the top of the ninth, which is crazy. They put up 3 runs in the first inning, and you're like, man, we're looking good. And then it's like they get 4 later on, and it's like, man, are they going to get another? I had fallen asleep. I seen it cashed at, I think it was 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, something like that when I was up with my son feeding him. So we get the cash there. So we'll take the 2-0. I think we had a winning day yesterday or 2 days ago. So we may be like 5-1. No, 4-1. Anyway, though, let's get into plays here. As usual, first off, thanks so much for listening. If you're not following me on Twitter, like I said, do that for me, please. And make sure you hit the like button for me. Make sure you hit the subscribe button for me. Do all that stuff. Planning on putting out a free play on Twitter, though, today. Was kind of waiting on lineups to come out. I don't know. MLB just seems like it's been so slow. Maybe it's just early and I'm impatient. I mean, that first game doesn't start for another 3 hours, but, pay attention on Twitter. I got doing a hit builder coming. Discord, I've got to play a total that I like for sure. Kind of thinking about a little builder type thing late. There's actually some college baseball on today that I need to dig into. It's midweek. College baseball is just so difficult to bet on. Like I use this website called FridayStarters.com or something like that. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they have the listed projected pitchers, but on the weekdays they don't. So I have to kind of go and be like, look at records, and then I have to go to like, say I like Florida today, and I have to go to Florida's website and try to find an article that's going to say who's pitching. Like it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work, unfortunately. But all right, here we go. First play for the day, and honestly, probably my favorite one on the board. Yankees versus the Orioles. I like the over. It's set to 9. Wish it was 8.5. I'm sure you could probably buy the hook down if you wanted. So that means we have the push opportunity at 9. We need 10 runs to cash. Obviously, if it was a line at 8.5, 9 would cash for us. So they do make it a little bit difficult. You can certainly buy it down to 8.5, but you're going to end up paying the juice like minus 140, minus 150 or something like that. So that's up to you if you're interested in it. This is one that I love straight. And in another situation, sometimes you could even pull it down to, I think 7.5 is the lowest. And then you ride the 7.5 or something like that with another line. I don't know, builder style. There's obviously, like I was just talking to Jay Bookie in the Discord. Those of you that are aware in the Discord, and just talking about, baseball just has so many options to bet on. And if you think about it, NBA, of course, does too. Assists, steals, and assists, rebounds, and points. And then you can do PAs and PRs and PRAs and steals and rebounds alone and assists alone and 3-pointers and, blah, 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 a ton of it. But, this MLB slate, there's like 10 to 15 games every day. There's, 18 players per game. There's all these different variations, and you can bet on the pitchers, and you can bet on the totals and the first five totals and the team totals and the first five team totals and the full game totals and unders and overs and first five, blah 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 blah. There's a lot. It's hard to not get lost in the sauce or whatever. But anyway, this is my favorite. Unfortunately, in this matchup yesterday, just 2 runs scored. So I wish I could say it was another banger of a game. We have two really good, and the Yankees forever been making me mad, but I feel like I banned the Dodgers and I banned the Yankees. Dodgers helped us out yesterday. Yankees going to help us out today. I feel like those guys are banned in terms of who's going to win. And MLB, I've said it 1,000 times, and I know people are tired of it. The best team in baseball is going to lose 50 to 60 games, and we're at the point where now the White Sox, the worst team in the league, they're gonna win. Games too. It's gonna happen. So that's where taking these guys to win sometimes can get frustrating. But relying on teams to score, I feel, is a completely different story. Yankees have Nestor Cortez going on the bump today. On the year, he's got a 3.50 ERA, but away from Yankee Stadium, he has struggled. He's got a 7.07 ERA away from home. He gave up 4 in 4 innings to the Guardians. That's weird. FanDuel, like the format just like changed. It's like the font changed on what I was looking at. He gave up 4 in 4 innings to Cleveland. He gave up 3 in 5 innings to the Diamondbacks. He gave up 4 in 5 innings to the Astros. So away, he's been hit. You look at these teams, Cleveland, the Diamondback, Astros, all some pretty powerful lineups. The Yankees have, on paper, a pretty solid, pretty powerful lineup. 3 pretty good offenses, and I said Yankees, Orioles, super solid lineup. I love this Orioles lineup. They got the 3rd most runs, the 5th highest batting average in the league, the most home runs, the highest slugging percentage. The Orioles offense has been fantastic. I don't see why they can't get to Cortez today, especially with how bad he's been away. He's proven in 3 straight games now to get just killed in a 7.07 ERA, away for Cortez there. And then if you look on the opposite side, you have the Orioles who are pitching Kramer. And guess what? I mean, like, perfect storm. He's actually got a higher ERA than he does, on the road. He's got an 8.68 ERA at home versus a combined ERA of a 4.61 altogether. So he's had better starts away than he has at home. He gave up 3 in 5 innings to Kansas City, 8 in 4 innings against the Brewers. This active Yankee lineup is also very familiar with Kramer and has hit him really well, including Judge, who bats 403 home runs against Kramer. We also have the number 1 and number 2 teams in home runs hit this year. The Orioles have hit 45 home runs. The next highest, the Yankees, have hit 37. So there's a big gap there when you look at home runs in terms of how powerful the Orioles have been here. Ballpark Pal also has this projected as a 6% increase in runs with wind blowing out. In the last 7 days, the Yankees are scoring the 2nd most runs in the league. There is a lot about this game. I love it. I love the over in this game. You could wait for lineups to make sure we got all our people in. I mean, that's certainly important. Excuse me. At the same time, I mean, we could always, let me go over to DraftKings real fast. Because I'm looking on FanDuel and it's actually gone to the under is juiced. You got -120 on the under and -102 on the over for the Yankees. The Yankees game here. You got the under. It's actually, the over is actually plus money on DraftKings. What about like Bet365? Let's look there real fast and then we'll move on. What's up, TJ? Yeah, so you got the over juiced or the over at plus money on a lot of books. You got the over at -102 on FanDuel. So we're in a spot. If you guys want to wait and see if the line doesn't flip to 8.5, I would much rather have this line at 8.5. But then I suppose it's going to be at what cost? If this does flip to 8.5, are we going to see this at like a -120, -130 or something like that? Or are we going to see, it being, at more of an even odds or something like that? So it's up to you. For the sake of the podcast here, unless it flips by time we're done, we're gonna lock in officially over 9. More than likely, I don't see the line moving. I don't know what it opened at. I'm sure I could find it, but we'll lock in over 9 unless it changes. Like I said, I feel good about it. I actually love this play, to be completely honest. There's just a lot of things going for us. Two really good offenses that you trust. I trust the Orioles, the Yankees. I should trust. And then you have an away pitcher that's bad away and a home pitcher that's actually worse at home. It's like the perfect storm, like I said. So I feel really good about it. I would certainly like to see. I wonder, actually, let me look in here and see what the alt 8.5 is now that like it's favored the other direction. Yeah. So you can get the alt 8.5 at -130 if you wanted to buy the hook. That's not a terrible idea. Um, it's just up to you, I guess, if what the juice is worth to you. I guess I would rather put a unit or 1.02 units on the over 9, then I guess I would risk the 1.3 to win like the full unit, if that makes sense. Because you need 9 to win with the 8.5 and 9 pushes. So no harm, no foul if we hit the 9. So even if that pulls down to 8.5, you still got to see a 9 on the board. So I just justified it with myself. I'm fine with that. It gives us the push potential, and that's okay. We'll get our money back if they hit 9. If that flips to 8.5 and you guys want to take it there, that's fine. But I feel good about taking 9. Adley Rushman gonna cook the Yankees. I sure hope so. Second play. I mentioned, I will say too, I think today is not a bad day for home runs. So anybody that's got some home run action that you like, I have two guys actually from the same game today that I feel really good about. I was looking around. I don't really see any same game boosts or sweat freeze, unfortunately. Maybe that means that I should play one of these guys. I should play one of these guys as the FanDuel no sweat, which I probably will, thinking that seeing as I think we're gonna see some home runs or whatever. So TJ, what first thing I did this morning was look to see if Grillo hit a home run and talk to you off it. Yeah, he didn't do a whole lot of he didn't do a whole lot in that game. I saw him strike out a lot. Do I like the O's today? I like the runs today. I feel like I trust the Orioles better. They're at home. However, their pitcher at home is not very good. So if I had to pick a side, I would probably lean Orioles just because like I said, the Yankees are banned. But it's all about the overs for me in this game. And yeah, Dinger Tuesday. I'm thinking I gotta play. Guardians and Astros, I think, is the Dinger Tuesday play. I think we got some good home runs there. I think I've decided. So Discord wise, that'll be, the pick. And then, I got two plays. I got two players there that I like, which obviously we can come off of them if you guys have some people that you like for a home run today. But let's get through the plays here, then we can talk. And one of these damn times we're gonna hit something though. Right? Oh, yesterday and I don't know if I don't know if Christian Walker got a hit or not, but we almost hit a damn what was it, a 12-leg hit parlay for plus 13,000. Jeffers didn't get a hit, and honestly, he was one of my favorites. I almost actually ran him with something else as a builder, which is crazy. He was my favorite guy. When I started to build that's the one guy that I knew I wanted to get a hit because he had just had good history against lefties and all that. But we almost hit a plus 13,000 yesterday. That's super frustrating. In this game, though, I mentioned it yesterday. I played the Twins team total. Yeah, right, exactly. I played the Twins team total yesterday in the Discord. It did not hit. Fortunately, like I've said, you gotta kind of have amnesia a little bit in the sport. Haven't decided if I'm going to go back to it in the Discord or not, but I do still like it for today. Twins team total over 4.5. The first 5 was actually good, and then it got nuked, and it's down to over 2.5 is minus 145, minus 150. So, I mean, if they think we're going to have 3 runs by the 5th, why not get 2 more in the entire game? Michael Soroka pitching for the White Sox. 0-3 with a 6.83 ERA. He's got an 8.38 ERA at home. Dudes has just been getting killed. Gives up a lot of hits. Gives up the most home runs out of any pitcher, today that's going. Teams are just scoring on him. He gave up 12 runs in his last 3 starts. Guy's been getting hit. White Sox, and he struggles with control. He gives up a lot of free bases. White Sox bullpen been looking rough too. Like that bullpen came in and they immediately started walking guys for the Twins yesterday. The White Sox also been scrappy. It's a divisional game, could be a tight game, could lean to extra innings. This game between the White Sox and the Twins have been close. The White Sox have been scoring. It's the White Sox and the Twins, so you hate to trust really either one of the teams, but I mean, an over might not even be a bad idea. Even though this Woods Richardson guy, I mean, he did pitch pretty good his first time, so I probably wouldn't mess with that. But just to say, I mean, you got the AL Central going against each other. I mean, it's always going to be a scrappy type game. In the last 7 days, the Twins are scoring the most runs in the league. That's even with them only scoring just 3 yesterday. They also just faced this pitcher 5 days ago. He pitched well against them. He'd only given up 2 runs, plenty of hits. They just didn't really convert them. I think they walked a bunch. But you have the advantage goes to the hitter when you have a pitcher of quick turnaround like this. They just saw the guy 5 days ago, and he's not that great of a pitcher to begin with. So I just see the Twins really lighting up the scoreboard today against the White Sox. The White Sox aren't going to continue to be able to pitch as well as they have been, and the Twins have been hitting good. Like I said, leading the league in runs in the last 7 games. They didn't do that well yesterday. Crochet shut them down. Unfortunately, they had a lot of opportunities. They just didn't really convert. This guy's given up a lot of home runs. There's some guys on the Twins that can hit some good home runs. It's also Julian's birthday today. So I mean, maybe take him for a home run. But maybe he's hitting good today. Like it a lot though. Twins team total over 4.5 is the second play. Who are you talking about? Oh, you talking about Soroka, or however you say his name? Because I forget who he pitched for before the White Sox. Okay, anyhow, third play. Before we get to the third play, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't done that yet, I'm going to pop in here and hit the like button for me too, for myself. I don't even know if it counts, to be honest. Atlanta, that makes sense. I think I remember that. All right, you got 9 likes, including mine. You got one more to get me at 10. Not like it does anything, but everybody loves to have even numbers. So pull me down, hit that button, pull me back up if you're on mobile. Hit that red button for me too if you haven't subscribed. Third play for today. Third play today. Guardians and Astros. Checking to see that the line didn't move. Guardians and Astros over 9. So we're running 2 over 9s today. This is our second one. Big play on Hunter Brown today. Guy's 0-4 with a 9.68 ERA. I'll admit that he did have a pretty good start just recently here, but the Guardians lineup is powerful. I can't remember who he had just played against. I think he gave up just 1 run in 5 innings, something like that. But the guy's just been getting nailed. The Guardians got a fantastic lineup here. High up there, top 10 batting average, maybe top 10 runs. They hit a lot of home runs. They certainly get on base a lot too. They don't strike out overly a lot either. So really like the Guardians to match up here well against Hunter Brown, who has just been getting killed. Like I said, nearly a 10 ERA at the start of the season so far. On the other side, we have Carlos Carrasco going, pitching for the Guardians today. 4.63 ERA so far to start, and he's been, pretty average realistically. He had a bad start against the A's in Boston, decent start against the Twins and the Yankees, but as we know, both these teams can be pretty fluky. The Yankees, I've seen the scores get shut out by the A's. I've seen them lose, 2 out of 3 to the A's, recently. And the Twins were, that had the worst batting average for a while in the league. I couldn't tell you if. Let me actually. My nose itches. Let me see here. Pull the Twins up. Where's it at? So the Twins have the 21st best batting average. They were 30th, so like White Sox obviously still suck. Still the last, but the Twins are, got a pretty good batting average. Jamie, I like the Twins team total. It was over 4.5 was the play. Let's see. Anyway, another spot where the opposing team's familiar. Bregman, Alvarez, Myers, Tucker, all of them hit Carrasco really well in their career. The current Astros lineup has hit 6 career home runs against Carrasco. So I mean, they got some power. They've been able to hit them. Obviously, they're just coming out of this series in Mexico City, but I think it probably did some good for them to get some easy, some free home runs, some double digit runs, and kind of just start hitting and everything. And if you look at this Astros lineup, not even the lineup, like their stats, like they don't strike out a lot. They've got some really high batting averages. They've got some good offensive stats. Just like unfortunately, you if you were to look at maybe like their running and scoring, hitting with the runners in scoring position, or just like really just converting their runners. I mean, they're just not scoring runs, I guess, in that aspect. But I mean, at some point, like they got to break out and they got to start acting like this normal Astros that we're used to. I mean, they're just severely underperforming right now, and at some point they're gonna come out. And I feel like I say it a lot, and I guess it probably just makes sense. But when you have when you have a team, I would much rather like rely or back a team that's underperforming than a team that's constantly overperforming. Because at some point that team is there's regression. They're gonna come back to the mean. And I would much rather have the team that's got upwards to go than the team that's going to fall back, if that makes sense. I would rather back a team that is, that we know should be batting and playing better than a team that, like I said, that's overperforming or whatever. And I think that's the spot right here. And the best part about betting overs in both of these games that I'm on, and we'll recap in a second, is that you only have to be right about one team for the most part. You think that a 6-3 win here is going to be a push and we get our money back at least. Hunter Brown, if Hunter Brown, sucks and the Guardians come out and they score, 5 or 6 runs and we just need a couple runs out of the Guardians or the Astros or whichever, direction I said, then we're good to go. You realistically, if one team blows up, sometimes they can cover it themselves. So it's I got 2 good offenses here. I like it a lot. Honestly, I kind of like the first 5 too, but it's another spot where it's just juice to hell. I had the thought, Discord wise, we talked about, trying to get creative and doing some of this stuff that, maybe an official Discord type play could even be, pulling down this first 5 team total for the Astros and the Guardians to take advantage of the starting pitching. And pulling that down, I think you can get it like 3.5 instead of the 4.5 or 5.5 that it's at. I gotta sneeze. Woo! Told you my nose was just itching. Let's see. First 5 total. Oops. Hold on. We're getting off subject here, but yeah, you can take the first 5 over 3.5, then take like the Twins team total, pull it down 1 to 3.5, and then got a nice little even money play there. Potentially. Thank you. I swear, I got some kind of allergy. I don't know what it is. I keep forgetting to take allergy medicine. The last 3 summers, I've been sick, like literally sick the entire time. So hopefully that's not the case this time around. Do I like the Dodgers to score 2.5 runs today? Yeah, I mean, the Dodgers and the Diamondbacks would be my other play that I would like to probably go over. Who's pitching for the Dodgers? Oh yeah, Montgomery. You got another lefty. They hit lefties pretty well. The Dodgers do, and then Knack pitching for the Dodgers. I mean, the Diamondbacks and Dodgers both just have such a good offense. We got an over 9.5, so that's a little high. I would lean to the over there. But yeah, I would think the Dodgers could score 2.5. My favorite games today. I'm gonna do a hit builder off this first game, this Cardinals and the Tigers game. We got the Yankees Orioles. We're gonna go over 9. I don't care about the Rockies and Marlins. Don't want to touch that. I don't want to touch the Cardinals and Tigers again. Royals and Blue Jays. When I was looking this morning, I seen who was pitching. Game screams under. Jose Barrios is great at home. Kyle Reagans is great away. I thought about the first 5 under, but it's juiced to hell, I think. Yeah, minus 140 to under 4.5. So can you take alternate? You can take alternate unders. Honestly, I mean, that's just, I mean, just once again, we're just like talking, but you could take an alternate first 5 under in this, Blue Jays and Royals game under 5.5 minus 250. Um, like, and add that with another minus 250 to under 220, 200. I mean, that's an even money play. Cubs and Mets, not really interested in it. Not interested in Giants and the Sox. Twins and Sox, we're already on it. Rays and Brewers been a weird matchup. Nationals and Rangers. I mean, there's the full list of games today, but like, I don't really like it. The Braves are a little scary today, and against Luis Castillo, two good pitchers going. The only late game, Turnbull and then Anderson. I think Harper's hit Anderson pretty well. I don't know. Some of these games, like, there's a lot. That's what's weird about like the MLB is like there's a ton of games, but like not every game is like valuable. Like there's some games where like you could just very easily just like go through, and I think there's like 16 games on the board today, but it's like, man, I only really like 3 or 4 of them. If you try to bet all of them or whatever, like that's a mess. Big E, how do you feel about Logan Webb over 8.5 pitching odds at plus 110 versus Red Sox? Dude has gone at least 7 innings in 4 straight starts this year. I don't know, to be completely honest. I don't normally mess with, like, I came across that, like, the Cubs pitcher yesterday. I would look at like how much bullpen the Giants have used, because I think I saw I had read it, actually, somebody shared it, but talking about how, like, the last 2 games they've used a lot of bullpens. They're on a 7-day in a row. They play 7 days in a row. They're going to want their pitcher to put a lot of innings in or whatever. Like sometimes it's more than just what that pitcher's done, but it's what has the team done. Like how many arms does he have available? But yeah, he's gone, 7 in a row. I mean, that makes a lot of sense, and he doesn't even need to go at least 7 innings, because obviously that'd be 21. He just needs to go 6.1, right? 6.1, get 1 out, I think. Isn't that what that is? I always get turned around with outs, but yeah, just based off his history, yeah, I mean, it sounds like that's probably pretty solid. But all right, let's recap. I can get the audio side out of here. These podcasts are getting longer, but I hopefully we got some good information, and just and hopefully just kind of teaching people just ways to kind of look at games. Like I said, I mean, I really like that under in the Toronto and the KC game. But I would lean first 5, but it's juiced, to the under pretty heavily. You could pull it up to 5.5, take the under, it's minus 250, put that with another, juice leg, and then all of a sudden you got a plus 100 play. It's okay to get creative and do some of this stuff. You don't always have to take just what the book offers. You can try to make your plays and stuff too. But to recap here on the last day of April, actually really excited to just get out of April. Probably one of the worst Aprils I've had. I'm still positive, just barely hold on to being positive in the Discord. The podcast here is up positive, so from the lifetime of doing it here. But definitely went through a cold streak, about 10 days, if not longer. And I certainly do feel like I blame it on just the weather, the ball not traveling, and then these totals are going to start hitting and stuff again. But we get out of the month, start fresh in May, and then it's, there's no looking back kind of thing. So last day to improve on some, making some money in the month of April, and then it's behind us, and then we're moving on to May, and before we know it's summertime, and we got a lot of things going on, so anyhow, recap on April 30th for Lunchtime in the Lab today. We went 2-0 yesterday, and I think the day before that we went 2-1, so we do have a nice little streak going. Actually, I think we went 1-2. Anyway, we're at least on a positive streak as of right now. First play, Yankees and Orioles over 9. Second play was going to be the Twins team total over 4.5. And the third play was the Guardians and the Astros over 9 runs was the 3 plays. Going with totals, it's getting warmer. It's getting some better just environments and everything like that. And I think just kind of looking back at what I've done, recently and tracker wise and everything like that, totals, team totals, first 5 team totals, full game full game total, any kind of total has been beneficial so far for me to here. I'd love to get into some props, but I think we got to wait until like it is in summer and we see a month worth. We just hit our first month of baseball. Get a lot of data versus lefties and righties on the year, and get back into some hitter props, which and that's the thing too. Like when last thing, when all else fails, we talk about these games we don't like. I'm not interested in the Rockies and the Marlins. I'm not interested in the Cubs and the Mets, but Brian De La Cruz for the Marlins has been a total base machine. I don't know what his total bases is, but there's always a player prop you can bet on. So I'll leave you with that. I guess there's always something to bet on. But you gotta, kind of pick and choose your spots, or you're gonna be there's just so much in the MLB to bet on. You gotta find your games you like, you gotta find your spots that you like. But I'm gonna close it out on the audio, and then anybody that hangs out, we can put together a home run lotto here and talk about that. So those that are listening, I appreciate you guys. Give me a follow at Lunchtime in the Go to YouTube at Lunchtime in the Lab. Give me a follow at Live Joe Bets on Twitter. You can catch some of these free plays that I might have. The home run guide that I've been trying to put out every day and everything like that. But if not, hey, that's on you if you don't want to give me a follow. But I will see you guys back tomorrow at 11:30. Okay. Man, it's 12:08 already. I've seen a lot of Jared Allen today. I kind of miss betting on NBA, but like I just keep getting screwed. Like I almost bet on Jovic yesterday, and I'm pretty sure his PR didn't hit. Dude's been on fire, killing it, killing it, killing it, and then he what the hell? I have like 50 Twitter notifications for like no reason. Anyhow, all right, let's talk about home runs real quick. If any of you guys have any, go ahead and I have 2 that I like from the same game. I like Jose Ramirez, and it makes sense because I like the over in this game. So I mean, it's got me feeling good. So out of the Astros and the Guardians game, I think Dinger Tuesday makes sense out of there. I think you got 2 pitchers that at least Hunter Brown gets hit. I don't remember how many home runs he gives up, but I guess White Sox and Twins could be a good Dinger Tuesday as well. But I like Jose Ramirez and I like Yainer Diaz. Yainer, whatever. Yeah, there shouldn't be blowouts in the playoffs. That's what sucks about the NBA. TJ, somebody else said something about Adley earlier. Oh, Big E did. Maybe that means we should take him. The last time you gave me, who'd you give me? Mountcastle last time? Yeah, at least plus 460 right now. Whew, that's a big one. Sometimes Dinger Tuesday is good. Sometimes conspiracy, like tinfoil hat, Dinger Tuesday sucks. And people say the books, are fucking with it and stuff. Tucker had hit a home run, I think. I think on the Astros, a lot of the Astros have hit Carrasco or whatever pretty well. And then like Judge has hit 3 home runs against who the hell is Kramer? But like I don't know, is he gonna hit another one? Yeah. Well, like I said, I need suggestions. I don't mind Adley. Plus, we got a plus 17,000, so it's one of our spicier parlays here. Like Like I'm interested in Judge, but he's plus 210. But I'm talking how Kramer's not good at home, and Judge has already hit 3 home runs off of him, and I already think there's going to be a lot of runs. Like Judge isn't a terrible bet. Sometimes though, it's like, do you want to, is it uncool to take the big favorite like that? Because I was actually interested in Otani today too, but he hasn't hit very many home runs against lefties this year. Bryce Harper, I think, has hit pretty good against Anderson, if I'm not mistaken. I'm about to pull that up. We were on Harper yesterday, and then sometimes it's like, oh, of course Harper hits a home run today. Bryce Harper's hit 3 home runs against Tyler Anderson in his career. But this year, I think I looked it up. He has only hit 1 home run against a lefty this year. Doesn't mean he can't, but he hasn't really hit lefties, home runs this year. Bryce Harper's probably another square pick, plus 290. Yeah, plus 290. And then Judge is plus 210. Like Yainer Diaz just got a good matchup against Carrasco. Like he hits righties really well. He's good at hitting a changeup, and Carrasco throws a decent amount of changeups. Yeah, I saw you. You had sent that to me. And then Jose Ramirez, really good against righties and great against fastballs. And Hunter Brown tries to throw a fastball a lot. So that's why I was on those two guys. Yeah, I thought about Julian because it's his birthday. He has one hit for a home run against Soroka. Soroka gives up the most home runs on the day. Yeah, Castillo's given up 5 home runs, I think. Is that, how do you say, is it Edward? Is it just like spelled weird? Is it just Edward Julian? He's got 6 home runs against righties. Man, I kind of like that. I feel like we could almost even do like a look. I'm telling you, sometimes it's okay to take the obvious ones, and then like those hit. Like I've seen it happen plenty of times. Yeah, TJ. Yeah, that's fine. We don't. I don't own anything. Ooh, talking about obvious though, like he's plus 560 to hit a home run today. But you know how many people are probably going to be on him? But then it's like, oh, of course it was him. It's his birthday. It's his birthday. He's going against a pitcher that allows the most home runs. He's all his home runs been all but one have been against righties. Gunner, CJ. CJ. Who's CJ? CJ. 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 I don't know who CJ is. Kendrick Lamar responded to Drake. I don't pay attention to drama. I don't even know what that means. Oh, CJ, what, Abrams or whatever? um, going against Josiah. Was it Josiah Gray or something like that? Let's see. So Gray's a righty. He's a lefty. He's at 4 home runs against righties and 3 versus lefties. He's actually got a better batting average versus lefties than he does righties. He's plus 450. All right. So we say we did CJ Abrams. I kind of feel Aaron Judge. Like I know that it's Aaron Judge and he always fails us, but like he has 3 home runs against them, and sometimes it's just the right time. And I like the over. And like I'm pretty sure like wind's blowing out and Kramer has been getting hit and he sucks at home. Yada yada yada. I feel like Judge is the right time to play Judge right now. So we went CJ Abrams, Aaron Judge, and then we need a third, which I currently have. Like I said, I think that's Edward, but I don't know how to pronounce the old boy's name. I think it's Julian also. Edward Julian is plus 560. Kind of juicy. Against Carrasco. See, like I had Jose Ramirez already. I'm kind of thinking though, like because it's Dinger Tuesday, I kind of think Jose Ramirez as a straight for Dinger Tuesday is a good bet because I feel like I could see a decent amount of home runs in that game to get your money back. And then I feel like Julian for Dinger Tuesday might not be a bad idea either. Jose Ramirez was one of the first ones that I added in, and I've since taken it off. So we can run Jose Ramirez. I'm cool with that. Where's it at? Gosh, he's plus 500. That's crazy. He doesn't get very much. Dude must not be hitting many home runs nowadays, huh? Um, 5. He's hit 5 home runs. All right, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we'll do. I mean, y'all can change it up and take whatever variation you want. But what I'm gonna post on Twitter and the Discord is going to be Aaron Judge, CJ Abrams, and Jose Ramirez. That's what we're gonna do. And then, man, I might run Julian for Dinger Tuesday because I feel like we're gonna have some home runs in that game. Who's pitching for the Twins? Oh yeah, that Woods Richardson guy. I don't know. He hasn't given up very many home runs. I don't know, or maybe it's not even mess with Dinger Tuesday. I don't know. Dinger Tuesday sucks nowadays anyway. You have to put like $25 on it at least, and then you get one per, and it's a max of $25 or something. Like I'm pretty sure it's not that good. Early up promo. I haven't looked at it. I've been sucking, but the odds suck. I mean, without actually like messing with it, or like looking hard or whatever, like the Braves at minus 125 is a good look at any point. I mean, because they have a good offense. but Luis Castillo is solid, and then the Dodgers is -112 as a favorite against Jordan against a lefty. They hit lefties pretty well. So I mean, the Dodgers at -112 is probably not a bad look, and they get the bat first. Yeah, and then I mean Guardians isn't bad either because Hunter Brown is not good. Where's Oh yeah, I mean super value there too. They get to hit first +145. That's not bad. TJ, that pitcher is the Woods Richardson is an ex Blue Jay. I just feel like I'm missing out on the potential or whatever. I'm about to read the promo, but I'm pretty sure it sucks nowadays. It's not what it used to be. I've been on here for 51 minutes. How did that happen? I need to go get my son some lunch here, I think, soon. All right, promos. Dinger Tuesday. So straight $25, hit a home run wager on any whatever, regardless of whether your bet wins or loses. Get $5 in bonus bets for each home run hit by both teams. Maximum bonus of $25. Oh, per game. Oh, so it's per game. That's not that bad, I guess. So you put $25 on Jose Ramirez and they hit 5 home runs, you get your money back. And then if you put $25 on, say, Julian, I don't know. But all right. I think I'm gonna get out of here. I was on here forever, it seems like. I didn't realize how long we've been talking. Yeah, I need to go get him some lunch. I need to get going on some college baseball, actually. And then I got some other work I have to do still. College baseball doesn't start for like 4 hours though, 5 hours. All right. Anyhow, recap: Yankees over 9, Twins team total over 4.5, Guardians Astros over 9, and then for the home run lotto, we like Aaron Judge, CJ Abrams, and Jose Ramirez. That's +9944. That was actually +10 something, and somebody just came down. I think Abrams odds just came down. But I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Everything like that. The interaction. Love it. Tell your friends. And yeah, TJ, that's another thing. Like, even the games in Mexico City didn't even have 5 home runs. They had 4. So, like, it's not that great of a promotion, to be honest, in my opinion. But anyway, all right, I'm going to close it out. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys back tomorrow at 11:30.